And I was wondering if you ever consider or thought about doing an episode where your characters switch bodies, basically.
Funny enough, that was written. There was an episode where Sam and the other guy end up switching instead. Originally, they had Sam.
It's called Body Swap.
The whole body swap episode. Originally, it was Sam and Dean doing a body swap. But no, I think it's good. It would have been jumping the shark if we would have done it. So the way it turned out was funny, and I don't know, it'd be fun.
She's talking about the body swap episode.
Yeah.
Swap Meet, I think it was called.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But I think the logistics of trying to remember who's doing what, and they wanted to see Sam, because they talked about it. Kripke talked about how that was a really tough decision, whether Jared was gonna play Sam in another person's body, or whether Jared was gonna pretend to be another person. And they thought that maybe it'd be a little bit too goofy, I think, to walk around and go like, "Hey guys," And so they ended up choosing that the best way to do it was with that sort of camera turnaround, where all of a sudden the younger boy turns into me and I turn into the younger boy. The script changed a lot. Originally, it was supposed to be like there's some disco dancing, and Sam is disco dancing, and like a John Travolta. I swear. The first draft we read, I hope the writers don't get mad, but because it was the teaser, which is always supposed to leave y'all guys going, what? What the heck is going on? It was supposed to be Sam on a dance floor, like grabbing pizza and eating it and kind of dancing and doing his thing. And then it cuts across and he like just grabs some girl and takes her upstairs. And so the audience was going to be like, what in the world is going on? But then the logistics, I was supposed to body swap with a guy who was like a plumber, like an older, kind of like a shorter, maybe Italian. Just kidding. But no, it was supposed to be like a shorter, kind of hairier guy and kind of darker. And so it was supposed to be like tall guy, short guy, big guy, small guy, light guy, dark guy. But they ended up just with logistics and the time element. Only have 8 days to shoot and stuff. But I hope it was still all right. I hope it was like kind of.
It was great.
Okay, thank you.
Do you think you'll ever do a Sam and Dean body swap?
Well, they talked about that too. Originally there was a Sam and Dean swap in the script, but they had to get rid of it. They thought that it was just. I'm sure they'll do it, but they want to do it. They want to do it right. They want to do it probably for a full episode or two. So I hope so. Yeah, you're welcome.
And you know what else I found out this morning? Somebody shipped him and I, and they call it jackals. No. What was it? Is that it? Cackles. No, cockles? Cockles! It was cockles, and I thought that was funny.
Cockles is Misha.
That's all I... How do you figure?
What was the comment?
No, you're wrong. Who said that? No. You know what? I like that you make up stories and try to ruin the Q&A. You're wrong. So cockles is Ackles and Cassiel, is that what you're saying?
No. Collins. And Echoes.
Why can't it be Cohen and Ackles? Our names start with the same first two letters. You're wrong, I'm right. Not apologizing to you, Bruce. If I want Misha in my relationship, I'm gonna have him and his orange underwear and his charity and his witty sarcasm and his trench coat any way I want it.
Damn right. You tell him. And don't you ever be right again.
A what? A what? What happened?
I don't know what's more entertaining, this exchange or watching people take pictures of Matt's bottom.
My first impression of the boys. Now remember, I had just gotten done working with some precocious boys. Quite a bit younger, same flavor. Same kind of thing going on. So, the first scene that we had to shoot was a scene where I was watching everyone I know and love burn on a funeral pyre. That's not light. We were out in the middle of the snow. And the boys have tiny little motorcycles that they ride all over the place. Footballs, and people are throwing stuff and snowballs, and I'm thinking, I have to cry. Very realistically, or everybody here is gonna think I suck. So I just was like, all right, I'm just gonna go in my own little world, I'm just gonna da-da-da-da-da, and my coverage wasn't first, so we had a couple runs at it, because they're the stars, their coverage goes first, and then it came time for my close-up when I'm supposed to cry and really be in the moment. They're screwing around, how they da-da-da-da. Gets up to maybe 5 minutes before they're ready. They both quiet. Jared looks at me and goes, what do you need? I mean, there are shows where the stars don't even have to stand there and say their lines if it's not their coverage. Not only, they weren't on camera, not only were they there, they gave me full performance, they gave me every single moment, they gave me so much emotional support that I felt completely taken care of. So my first impression of those boys is I will do anything for them. I love them.
The other weekend, I was home in Austin. Took the family out and met some friends at this winery that's down the road from the brewery. And so we brought them some beer and it was, kind of a little exchange. And we knew the owner, and so we go there and they were having kind of this like festival out there. So it was lots of people, big crowds of people, food trucks, and there were like carnival games, and it was just a big, nice, fun afternoon. And there were like party buses that would show up, and like bachelorette parties, and like it was lots, hundreds and hundreds of people. So we're out there with kids, and we're having like a picnic. We got barbecue and stuff, and this is later. This is kind of the late afternoon. There's drunk people walking around, and I noticed there's a couple of like paramedics attending to this one young lady, and I walk by and I just kind of take notice, and she's like kind of sitting on a little chair. The paramedics are kind of like talking to her, and as I walk by, one of the paramedics, they're both young ladies, one of them goes, and there's an awkward moment when someone does that to you and then immediately clams up. So it's I'm walking by and she looks and she goes, and her partner noticed that she had done that, so she immediately looks at me and I'm just like, and I keep walking. A few moments later, the very intoxicated young lady that they were attending to comes strolling over. And she comes up to me, and now keep in mind, my kids are here, and so I see this coming, and I make an attempt to like head it off at the pass. So I get up from where we're sitting, and I just kind of like, walk a few yards over this way, and then she comes right up to me, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Kirby, and I'm from South Carolina, and I don't know who you are." This is like, but they're my friends over here? I'm like, hey, just they want a picture. I'm Kirby. I'm from South Carolina. I'm like, I got that. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go get them. And she walks over. And while she's talking to me, I see them behind, and they're like, they clearly didn't send her to do this. And so she goes back, and she's like got heels on and this little like sundress, and just all falling apart. And so she goes and she talks to the paramedic, and they start walking over with her. And while they're walking towards me, they're just like, and I'm kind of like making sure the kids are at bay, and so they come up to me, and Kirby like right out in front. She's like, "Hi, I'm Kirby." And not a word of a lie, paramedic, Kirby walks right up and she's like, "Hi, Kirby." And I'm like, "Wait, South Carolina." And she goes like this. Boom! Hits the deck, legs up, skirt open. And I just look at the paramedics and I'm like, she's all yours.
He's now wanted for murder.
Oh, Kirby, if you're out there, you made my day.
When I shot Fire Phoenix in 2003, I was on the way into set and we were filming the sand dunes of Namibia, and I took a corner too fast and on the sand in this car that was probably built in the 80s. Anyways, I sort of let like it wasn't like a four-wheel drive, like, oh, here's a truck to drive through. It was like, here's a little African Ford Focus. Nothing on the Ford. Senior Ford people. Anyways, it turned and I rolled. And when I rolled, I had my flip-flops on, which is probably a mistake. So you kind of brace, and the car did a loop-de-loop and hit soft sand and hard sand and a berm, and I did a complete roll. And I get there, and I'm like, and I'm fine. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of movies. I'm like, the car's gonna explode. I have to get out. And so, I did it full on, like
Full slow-mo?
7 steps, dive, land
And then nothing happens.
Honestly, and nothing happened. And so I'm now, 60 feet away, hiding behind a tree. So the exploding,
Anytime now.
so the exploding shrapnel didn't hit me. And we were filming, it was supposed to look like a plane crash in the middle of nowhere. So we were filming in the middle of nowhere in the dunes. We were not near anything, no city lights, no traffic, there were no other cars traveling around this private area. And the car didn't explode. And I was like, okay, I should probably get my cell phone. And they had a production phone they give to all the actors. And I was like, I should let them know that I'm gonna be late today. So I go back to the car. No, I go back to the car, and I'm looking. By the way, the only injury I could tell that I had was at a cut on the top of my foot from where I had braced, and it hit the bottom of the accelerator pedal, and so my foot's bleeding a little bit. But I'm like, I just flipped a car, and I'm fine. So I go to the car, and I'm gonna let production know that I am gonna be late because I rolled the car, and I can't find the phone, and I'm like, wait a second, and I kind of look around, I take a moment. I'm like, I can't hear, there are no sounds, there are no birds. I'm like, I can't find my phone. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dead. I don't need a phone because I'm dead. So the planet took my phone away. My earthly phone, because I don't need it. Of course there are no birds. And so I'm like, that's why the car didn't explode. I'm already dead. And so I just sort of like, I sit on the sand next to the car, kind of bummed, right? And what was the book where the girl sees herself and she's dead and she's able to look? Yes, so that's me. I'm like, okay, maybe I got flung from the car. So I look around a little bit, looking for my earthly dead body. Because I'm now Spirit Jared, I probably tried flying to see if I could do that yet. That happens longer after you die. You can't fly immediately. It takes a couple months, I think. And so, they're fine. I guess in hindsight, I wasn't dead, so maybe you can fly a little bit. And so I'm walking around, like, I don't have a phone. I wonder, like, I'm looking to see where my body went. And then here comes this car, and I'm like, oh, it must be nice to be a human alive. And it's my producer, Whit Godfrey, his assistant. And he pulls over, his name's Eric. And he pulls over, and he's like, hey man, you all right? You can see me? Yeah, you all right? Are you dead too? He wasn't dead either, as a matter of fact. Long story short, and then we flew away. Yeah, long story short, he was not dead, I was not dead. My car was a write-off, because my car was dead, it landed on a big rock. Because when I saw the car, I was like, it doesn't look too bad, this might not be too expensive.
Did you see the car flying away?
I did.
So there is a car heaven.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, all cars go to heaven. Yeah, but I didn't die, so that's the moral of the story.
Is there anything that you've been asked to learn that you haven't been able to do, or what is your favorite skill that you've been told to do?
Anything that I kind of refuse, and I don't know if it's just the competitive nature of me, I refuse to have them write something in the script that I can't do, or that I won't figure out how to do. I remember when they were like, oh, and then he has a reverse 180 in the Impala. I'm like, I've never done that. But I'm not gonna let my stunt double do it. So I spent the whole hour of lunch learning how to do a reverse 180 in the Impala, which is, in a modern car, easier. In a 1967 tank, it's very, very heavy in the front, and that front end goes. So anyway, it took me a couple tries. There was another one, cleaning all the weapons, breaking them all apart, and putting them all back together again without looking at them. Was one that Phil wanted me to do. So I forget what season that was, but there's an episode where Dean has the like shotgun, pistol, 2 pistols, and then a shotgun all laid out in front of him, and he's cleaning it. And I never looked down, but I put the whole thing back together again. Rack it, put it down, then start putting the other one back together again. And Phil was like, you think you can do this and never look down? And I was like, why would I do that? Because it's cool. Then yes, I will.
I've enjoyed finding out how much I enjoy the fight scenes, like the choreography of our sort of intensive fight scenes. I hate doing, and if y'all go back and watch, just know to yourself that Jared Padalecki hates painting sigils. Because there's not, at least Latin I have some knowledge of, they'll show you a template of a sigil you're supposed to paint on the wall, and then they'll be like, okay, so you're painting this one here, and you're like, looks like, okay, a check and a backwards Z with a circle and a, okay, and like, okay, and then after that comes in, so you run over here and you do this one. I'm like, I can't even remember what I was supposed to do in the first one. And so then they'll go like, okay, what we'll do is we'll have our professional on-set painter Milan start it, and you just remember a few of the things to finish it. But he gets there with his paintbrush, and he paints like a perfect circle. It's all the same width, and then I'm supposed to be painting with my finger, and it looks like I like it. And I'm like, this looks stupid. They're like, yeah, it looks stupid. I know, that's what I said.
It's the difference between like a professional artist and if a 2-year-old came out.
A 2-year-old would do better. I've seen 2-year-olds do better, so I hate it. And then they'll be like, well, it doesn't really match. I'm like, guys, please don't make this scene about the sigil painting. They're all made up anyways. Like, I don't think, Dear Supernatural, I love the show, but the sigil of sulfur was wrong in season 8. So I'm no longer gonna watch it. But I just think, the idea is we're painting angel blasting sigils or something, like, let's move on.
There's a saying we have on set where like if there's some detail in the background or something like this, like a sigil is just maybe slightly different than what we used for the
Or
same.
if we're reading a book and it's on a certain page for the wide, and then it's on a different page for the close-up.
Some very fine
very
detail that you know. The saying on set that people say this and on a lot of sets and movie sets and stuff is, if they're paying attention to that, we've lost them. And my response to the people that said on our set is, have you met our fans? Because we have. And they will know, and we haven't lost them. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my sister's sitting outside because she couldn't get tickets, so.
Loser.
No.
Loser.
I was like,
God,
get out of the way. I'm doing
Whoops. You don't care enough about your sister to give up your seat?
No.
What kind of sister are
I'm
you?
kidding. Yes. So I was wondering if you could.
An awesome sister. The winner.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
She is Charlie Sheen to her sister's Emilio Estevez. Winning.
Ooh, reference.
Yeah, what's her name? What's her name?
Catherine?
Hi, Catherine.
What's your sister's name?
Catherine. If
Never
you
seen
yell
her, but-
really loud, she'll probably freak out.
What's her name?
Catherine?
Her name?
Catherine.
Oh, your name? Catherine?
Yuen.
Are you sure you're not the same person?
Yeah, we're the same person.
Yeah, that freaked me out a little bit.
Can't
What-
get extra seats for
What's her name?
personalities,
Catherine.
you
What's
know
your
that.
name? Catherine. We're talking to a psychopath.
Which one of you is talking right now?
That's what.
Catherine.
I'm sorry, it wasn't me. That's what I heard, right?
It must
No,
be
I
your
heard the same thing.
accent. You're really hard to understand.
Do you take credit
Sorry,
cards?
Mark. Oh, thank you.
Ah! Shit.
Don't hurt yourself.
That image will never leave me.
I like the Nerd HQ panel business model of paying the audience.
I got a feeling they're going to invite us back every year.
I think this has legs. I think this is going to be a big success.
You had better donate that when you leave.
But nobody's answered a question.
She hasn't asked a question.
Ah! Are we talking to
Pay attention,
Catherine?
Mark. He wants to know what her name is.